Hello and welcome to Coriolis Automated Cloud Migration and Disaster Recovery as a Service. In this video, we will go through migrating a bare metal server to one of Coriolis's supported destination platforms. The process of migration will be done from our Coriolis appliance. From here, we will go through the Migrations tab and select Create Migration. Next, we will be selecting the source platform, which in the current example is represented by Coriolis Bare Metal Hub. Moving forward, we will have the source options page. Here, as Coriolis relies on the machine agent, obviously for this type of platform, we will have no options to select. The next step will be selecting the machine that we would like to migrate. Keep in mind that the machines available are populated only after the agent is installed on the machine and the machine afterwards is added to the bare metal hub. After selecting it, we will need a destination platform. And for this example, we are going to use OpenStack. Once the destination platform is selected, with the next step, we will have the target options. Here we are going to select advanced and go through our options. And since all the options are detailed in our Coriolis official documentation, we will discuss only the ones required for this scenario. Starting with the flavor name, for which we are going to select one of the current flavors available in our OpenStack. Next, we'll have to select the hypervisor type, then a keeper name for connecting to our migrated machine, at least one security group will have to be selected, then we'll have to select the availability zone if multiple are available. We'll then go and select a floating IP pool for our machine, allow Coriolis to list names of the security groups and all the networks available, and check Use Floating IP, which will be used for the machine. Then we will move to the temporary worker options, where we are going to select a network for the temporary resource, then an image, and we will be looking for a Ubuntu focal since the bare metal server that we are using here for this example runs on Ubuntu. Next, the floating IP pool name, then the check marks for the temporary worker to use config drives, boot from a volume, and use the floating IP. And the last option will be the volume type that will be used by the temporary worker. On the next step, we will have to select the project network for the machine. Next, we will have the storage mapping, so we can select either a default storage for all the volumes that the machine has, or we can select under the storage backend mapping, we can select them individually. One of the last steps is represented by user scripts, where you can have global and instance scripts applying for either all the machines or machines individually. These scripts will run on the machine before it boots on the destination platform, so the machine will have all desired modifications applied. And last, we will have a summary that will list us all the options that we've previously selected before starting our migration. Once the migration process is complete, we will have a list with all the steps that Coriolis performed, starting with fetching the information from the machine, verifying the source and destination options, if any, right, and as you can see here, we will have all the options that we've selected for our destination platform for our OpenStack. Then Coriolis will go ahead and deploy the resources for both source and destination platforms. As you can see, for source we have none, since we have bare metal. Then it will go ahead and for the destination, we'll pretty much create the disks, and then we'll move on to create a temporary worker. alongside all of its options. Once Coriolis manages to create all the temporary resources, it will go ahead and create the replica disks. So it will start with one initial one, and once that is complete, it will go ahead and create another incremental of the initial one. After the disks are replicated, Coriolis will go ahead and delete those temporary resources that it previously created. So it will make sure that all the source and destination temporary resources are being deleted. Next, Coriolis will make sure that there is a floating IP reserved for our machine that is to be migrated, and then it will start the OS morphing process, which will imply creating once again the temporary resources for the OS morphing process to start, where we will have Coriolis making sure that through this step the machine will run the correct drivers for the destination platform. Once the process is complete, Coriolis will once again go ahead and remove those temporary resources, right, and have the machine finalized by selecting the flavor and putting it on the destination platform. Once the entire task is complete, we can go ahead and check our newly migrated machine from the OpenStack dashboard, right, where we can inspect all its details under Overview, right, we'll have all the interfaces listed, right, whatever we had chosen during the configuration process. We can also check the console and log in to the machine via the initial username and password that were created on my original bare metal machine. Also here we can run a list to check the original bare metal agent files that were on the machine before starting the migration. So this entire guide sums up the capability of Coriolis to migrate a bare metal server to any of the supported destination platforms. Thank you.